Welcome back to Horse Racing Radar. As we do here, Terry, we're starting a little bit earlier. Last week we had some suggestions to get started a few minutes earlier, so we're starting a few minutes earlier. So if you have suggestions that you think will help improve the show, help improve your experience in the comment section, let us know. Of course, we'll always let you know about free stuff. As always, some free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's a link in the description below, and you will find that today's free track, only 4 running, and one of them that's free is Mahoning Valley in Ohio. So use the link down in the description below. Hey, Don Johnson, how are you? Let's have a great Money Monday. I am in total concurrence. And then also, Terry, in the description on YouTube or wherever you found us, there is a link to the data that we will discuss in the show. It's exclusive to Horse Racing Radar and Horse Racing Today. I did finish up a lot of little small odds and ends on the weekend. So very soon we'll be launching the full roster of every thoroughbred track in North America. Well, not Mexico, but just Canada and the U.S., where there is thoroughbred racing. We'll have all of this data available to you. Terry, first thing we're going to make available today in our pick set is race 1 at Parx. What are the conditions?
All right. So in this first race, we're going to go 1 mile and 70 yards. And it's claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, a purse of $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
Yeah, and there's a boatload of mile 70 and 6 furlong races today. So we should see biases hold true throughout the day. So far at Parx, 1 mile and 70 yards has favored horses with early speed. A good number of them. Here, I'm going to throw a old timer at you, an old G, as they say. Wilbur Montgomery, 31% going wire to wire. All you Philadelphia fans right now probably going, yeah, boy. Rail bonus for Yes Point, 2 and 3 at discount, 4 through 7 to get a bonus, 8 and out at discount. So a little bit of a yo-yo effect. As we mentioned, Terry, we do 1,000 simulations to see who has the best chance to get to the lead and a whole host of other items. So according to our analysis, Terry, who's going to be on the lead early?
Well, as you can see there, that 4 has the most speed according to the data. So that 4 gets a good break. Should get that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to about 6 to 5. The 2 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 5 to 1. And the 9 has an odds overlay from 7 to 1 to 8 to 1. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9 in the past have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 79 for this race. And then as far as what par plus number, the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 9 can also do the same on this race, as exceed or equal the par speed number. All of them show they have seed zones, especially that middle 3, and then the 9 has the best jockey, the 6 has the best trainer, and I believe the 9 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yes, and along with all of the data, we get a chance to see who's doing what and where. We also do trip handicapping. You see most of these horses want to be middle back. That means speed should have the edge. Terry, you did point out that the 4 horse has the most early speed there. We also see some other in-race edges too. The 6 horse, third watch, top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. According to Andrew Beyer, 3 points is the minimum you're looking for as horses you really want to focus on. Also has the strongest in-race advantage, 12-point late pace advantage. 5 points equals 1 length approximately. So a little more than a 2-length late speed advantage. So if that 6 horse is anywhere near the front runners coming out of the turn, look out. Could be party over for the rest by the time they hit the wire. When they do hit the wire, Terry, who do you think will be there first?
Well, I like the 1 horse, Yes Point. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. The rail post went in at a 20% clip. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like 6, third watch. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Ferrari Kid, the 4 is my 3rd choice. His trainer, he has a trainer who wins 20% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. And his early speed running style helps his chances. I like the 9 as my long shot. He has a high percentage winning jockey and can handle the distance. No bets in this race for me.
We have $100 that we can invest any way we like. I'm going to start with the 6-horse in there, the 3-point speed figure advantage, biggest in-race edge with that 13-point late speed advantage. Decent odds, too. Right now, 5-1 on the real tote board. Number 4, Ferrari Kid, very likely pace setter. Catching a little bit of weight break today, so should be able to carry that speed a little bit longer. Number 1, Yes Point. That one is going to get that rail bonus. It's a closer, though. At Parx, 2 times out with a second and a third since coming in from a Tier 1 track circuit, I think Kentucky. And then Dos de Oros, twice the gold or 2 times the Oreos. Personally, I'll go with where gold's at. I'll go with twice the gold. Doesn't look like it on paper, but should be forward. All of the race internals were better across the board last time out. And you see that right here. This is where we look at the pace improvement. So you see in the beginning and the middle of the end, the horse showed better pace. I do have a trifecta. I'm going to spend some of my money. 146, 14679 with the 146. I believe that is $9. Don Johnson talking about getting started earlier so that we can get to the daily double. All right, Terry, let's make sure we get through race number 2.
Okay, at 6 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, first 21,000 for fillies, 3-year-olds, or fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, and as I pointed out, there will be a belly full of mile 70 yarders and 6 furlongs. First 6 furlonger here, early speed. Yes, that's the way at Parx. 37% of the time, can't think of a Philadelphian that wore that number. There's a strong rail bonus for You Are Forever or You're Forever. 2, 3, a little bit of a bonus as well. 4 through 7, 4 and out is a discount, although being away from the rail is better than being in the middle of the pack. Dairy Speed, 37% of the time in race number 2, finds its way to the winner's circle. Anyone that's got a great chance at that?
Yeah, that 8 shows lots of early speed, so should get out of there and get to that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 3-2 to 5-2, and the 3's overlay is, that's not an overlay, it's the 5, 3-1 to 10-1. Only the 1 shows that it's in the past equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 74 for this race. And the 1 and 5 have data that shows that they could equal or exceed the speed par number in this race today. All of them show comfort zone amounts, and they're all pretty nice. And then the 5 has the best jockey, 2 has the best trainer, but I believe the 2 has the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, maybe in there, the 8-horse in there too. You mentioned that the 8 has a good chance to get the lead. Pretty balanced race here. 2 that won a pilot, 1 co-pilot. Always have to be wary of lone horses in the middle, or what I call them Sesame Street horses. But that 8-horse, Terry, great chance to be on the lead, does have about a 2-length early speed advantage over everybody else. Along with the top C zone, we've seen many of those horses that are going to be very comfortable with today's pace. If they get out to the lead and they have that top comfort zone, they can be dangerous. We also see the 1 horse with a great late speed advantage and a total pace advantage of about 2 lengths better than everybody else. So is it the closer or is it the speed, Terry?
Well, I like the 1 in this race, Forever. You're Forever. She finished second versus similar her last race, and the rail post is winning at a 22% clip. Then I like 2, Flag Song Flying. She has a high percentage winning trainer, can improve while returning to a sprint, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like that 8-horse, that speed horse, Treasure piece. She ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the 7 as my long shot, Wild Girl. Ran second versus similar in her last race, and she can handle the distance. I'm going to play the very first Miami Vice. Don Johnson, pick 4, 1, 2, 7, 8 with the 1, 3, with the 1, 3, 4, with the 1, 3, 4, 6. $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with the 1. It's the only horse in the race, as we pointed out, with a par race. And when you're looking at these sheets, anytime there's a lone par runner, got to pay attention to them. The 8-horse has all that early speed advantage, so I'm going to put that one in there with the top C zone. Flag Song Flynn, the 2-horse, next on my list. That one, if the 8 doesn't get the lead, the 2-horse will, where a whole bunch go wire to wire. And then finally, Wild Girl, the 7-horse. Third start after a layoff, classic handicapping angle. Showed some early speed last out and also was better middle out. So we see a lot of those horses carry that momentum at the end. You'll see here the 7-horse, right time, last time out. A little better at the end. Finally, the my pick 4, Terry, I'm going to go with the 1-8. I think it's either going to be the speed or the dominant horse. 1, 2, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 4, 6, and 7. I too put $48 to work in one of our 3 Don Johnson pick 4s today. Looks like maybe they're having a little issue at the rail because they zoomed out a little bit. So with that in mind, when the show is over, if you go over to horseracingtoday.net, again, there is a link in the description on YouTube. Head on over there. You'll see right here in the middle on the homepage, we'll say something about Parx Racing picks for today. Click on that. It'll take you to the page here where we'll have a race replay along with all of our commentary, so you can follow along with that. And on the YouTube description, we will also timestamp every race, so you can come back and watch them at your leisure. When you're at Horse Racing Today, please support the show. Hit that HRT gear button. Head on over there. Get yourself a baseball jersey. We went with black and gray today in honor of the Yankees and their torpedo bats controversy, Terry. All right.
That's right.
Race number 1 about to get cooking. So let's see what happens in the opener. And they're off and they are running. The 4 horse has darted out to the lead. The 6 horse is running really rank. So that top horse was going to have to find something, some other kind of running style to be involved in the race at the end there, Terry. And I think he's running like 500 lengths wide. No, that's a different horse. All right, so the 4 horse is on the lead as they make their way through the turn. To its outside is the 9 horse, then the 1, the 4 to 5 favorite. As they make their way around the turn. They did so in a 24.16 seconds, so maybe a touch on the quick side, although front runners do have an opportunity to stay out there in the track. The 9 horse in a great stalking position in second. The 1 horse down on the rail. The whole bunch of horses wide to its outside. They're on their way down the backstretch. They continue to run in pretty much the same order. The 4, the 1, for the 9, and then the 1. Got a bunch of birds getting involved in the picture there. They're coming around the turn after 48 and 8.1, so they actually got a chance to slow it down a little bit. The 4 and 9 are pulling away a little bit from the rest of the pack. Looks like the 9 horse is checking between his legs, so he thinks he's got some horse left. We'll see if he does. They make their way through the turn. Still 4, still 9, still 1. The 2 horses trying to get involved. I think the 4 horse and the 9 and the 1 are probably going to end up being the ones that end up being in the front 3. The 8 horse is trying to catch on. The 1 horse is desperately trying to get his horse to switch leads. Hasn't been able to do it as of yet, but it looks like it's going to go 4. It's going to be close between the 9 and the 1 for second. It's going to be the 9. 4, 9, 1 to start the day. 4, 9, and 1. So the trifecta hits to get started. Terry and I both ending up with our pick 4. Oh, we don't have pick 4s. So never mind that. No. Not in race number 1. So let's see. Top secret code. What's this top secret code? It works internationally. What is it? Take Tom and Rich's picks or the predictor? What is it? Let us know, Private Ross. We had some fun at Doncaster. I had originally a horse that was $67 win, but I think he got DQ'd into one that paid $117, Terry.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I might take Rich's advice and hang out with the cronies at Hawthorne because McDonald's coffee in Chicago, not really using McDonald's coffee. Yeah, you're Detroit. I don't use the code. Horse has the name Sir in his name is a better chance to win later in the race day. That's an interesting angle. I mean, I know a lot of people who bet horses' names and they do all right. I think maybe some of that has to do with breeding, right?
Yeah.
All right, Terry, race number 3 is on our list of things to do. As I mentioned, a bunch at $1.70 today.
Yeah, it is, but $1.70, $1.70, but it's $7,500 claiming race. First 21,000 for fillies, 3-year-olds, or fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
So at $1.70, we just saw in the opener, they actually ran some decent early fractions and speed stayed up there. The front 3 horses with the front 3 all the way around. Again, Wilbur Montgomery, I'll stick with that since it worked out to be lucky for me in the first race. A little superstition. 31% going wire to wire. There's a real bonus for Cali Ray. Got a feeling we're going to hear some about that horse in a minute. Also 2 and 3, a little bit of a discount. 4 through 7, a bonus. 8 and out, get a discount as well. Terry, in race number 3, speed will be the way once again. And who's got it?
The 3 has the most speed, followed up by the 1 and the 2. The 3 gets out of there cleanly. It should get to the quarter pole first. The 2 has the only overlay I really see, 4-1 to 8-1. The 4 has the only time that in the past that it's equaled or exceeded the speed number of 76 for this race. None of them actually have data that show they'll do it today. All but the 2 have C-zones, and the 5 has the best jockey, 2 has the best trainer, but I believe the 5 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
So this real quick about comfort zone, the C zone. What that means is we look at the early pace that we calculate here. And then based upon our early pace projections, where the horse is likely to be at the quarter mile marker, how many lengths off the front runners, how likely today's race is to mirror their best performances. We're typically looking for a 50% score or higher. So a 50% chance that the horse will run a race today, get a pace that favors it. We have a race here where we got barbell, either speed horses or closers. And then in the rankings here, the 2 horse, a closer, that one's what we call a left arrow horse. The early speed should put it in contention early today. If that's the case, look out, because the 2 horse also has very strong late speed advantage, about a 1 length advantage over everybody else. And on the total pace, a 2 length edge. Yeah, that's usually pretty much warrants your consideration. I'd say the horses in the top 4 always merit consideration in our top total pace, because a little bit more than 70% of the time, the winner is in that top 4 rankings. Terry, what's your 4 rankings?
Well, in this race here, I'm going to go for the number 1 horse, Callie Ray, and it's my best bet of the day at Parx Racing. It's finished in the money, and her last 5 races, winning one of the races, the rail post win in a 20% clip. She has the highest last speed rating. She's actually tied with Lady Robo, who is the 3 horse and my second choice. She ran 3rd in her last race. She has the highest last speed rating. Her early speed running style helps her chances. So this shorter distance should be a help. And her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. JC and Liam, the 5 is my 3rd pick. She has finished in the money in 6 out of 8 last 8 races. She won one of those races, has a high percentage winning jockey. And then Eleanor Rigby, the 6 is my long shot. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, and she can do the distance. I'm going to bet 15 win, 25 to place on number 1. I'm going to bet a $5 exacta key box 1 with the 3, 5, and 6, and then a $10 exacta 1 on top with the 3, 5, 6. That's it.
I'm going to start with the 2 horse Wicked Cloud. We saw that it did have that top total pace, about 2 lengths better than the rest of the field. Most of it coming from the late speed, but also really going to be involved early on. It's also, as you see here on our charts, the green indicating horses moving up in class, the red moving down in class, white meaning they're running at the same class. It's the only class dropper in the race, the 2 horse. Then after that, I like your best bet, Terry. Callie Ray is our simulation favorite. Much better in the early pace department last out. This horse is making a 3rd start after a layoff for only the 2nd time in its career. I think that means the horse is as healthy as it's been. Spanish Girl, the 7 horse, very consistent. And there's really not a lot of early speed up in this race. Should be well positioned with the top C zone, so should really like what he gets today. And then Red Haired Gal, the 4 horse. It's the only horse in the race that's actually hit par, so proven it can win, and did show better early pace and better early fractions. That's what we see in this column last time out. So you got to include that one in as well. If that one can rerun that par race, it's over. I think there's a lot of value in this race. I'm going to do a $1 exacta key box. I'm sorry, I should put the word key in there. Otherwise, Terry will reprimand me, as he has done in the past. 2 with all for not getting my nomenclature correct. Race 4, Terry, what's this one? Is this another one of these 1.70-yarders? Yes, indeed.
It is, and it's a claiming race, 7,500, a claiming price, purse 21,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
Yes, indeed. Again, in $170, 31% of the time they go wire to wire. You get a little bit of an edge if you're on the rail. 2 and 3, you got to work a little bit harder. 4 through 7, you get a little bit of a bump. 8 and out, you got to work a little bit harder. It's going to be the emphasis, I feel like, today based upon that first race at Parx. So where are all the fast ones at?
Well, the 4, 1, and 2 have all the speed, and they could go head to head if they all get a good break. And then the 1 has a odds overlay from 9 to 5 to 4 to 1. The 2 has an overlay from 9 to 5 to 8 to 1. And then let's see, that's about it. And then the 1 and 2 have the best in the past has either equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race, which is 76. And then the 1, let's see, the 1 and 2 and 5. Well, the 5's not in here. It's 5.
Yeah, 5 scratched. Yeah, that's why he's not in there.
1 and 2 and 3 can all, well, actually the 4, 2, they all show they have percentage and they could equal or exceed the race speed number for this race today. All but the 6. No, that's right. All but the 3 have par plus numbers. I mean, C zone numbers, and then 5 has the best.
6.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 6. I don't know why I have 5 here.
Because
6,
it's scratched and you didn't scratch it out of your notes.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I'm in the room. Yeah,
You're in the right race. The 5 scratched though. He was the heavy favorite.
Then it's the 6. The 4 is the best trainer, and I think the best combination is the 6.
So looking at our race shape, we have here another one where most of the horses want to be middle back in a short field. Get forward and you got a great chance. The PC type, that 4 horse, they have the most versatility in horse racing. They can be in the front, they can be in the middle, they can be in the back. So that 4 could be really dangerous. Doesn't need the lead, but could get the lead. And if it does, watch out. We're going to have any big in-race advantages here. Everybody's moving up. Pretty similar amount in class. A couple of them in here showing better fractions. A few that showed a little bit better improvement, particularly the 1 and the 3 and the late pace. The 6 horse in the middle of the race last time out. Only 5 horses in this race, according to Scott Fielder, who wins a lot of handicapping contests. The one to take is the longest shot on the board. That'd be my JoJo, Terry. Can my JoJo make your picks anywhere?
Well, in this one, no, it didn't. It's my first alternate. But in this race, I like the 1 jobs not listed or finished. I mean, she likes Parx Racing. She's been in the money 71% of the starts here, winning 29% of those races. Distance won't cause any problems. She's finished in the money 67% of the time, and she's won 33% of the starts. Then I like the 4 as my second choice. Has won 2 races out of the last 4, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 3, Dorothy the Boss. Dorothy's the Boss is my third choice. Ran second versus Simon in her last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Now, this trainer wins 20% of the races in dirt starts, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 2 is my long shot. Her best start speed is close to the average winning speed, and she can handle the distance. And then I'm going to play the second pick 4, Miami Vice pick 4. It's a 1-3-4 with the 1-3-4-6 with the 3-7 with the 4-3-5-7-8 $48 ticket.
Yeah, that came from Scott Fielder. We had him on. If you go to our YouTube channel, Horse Racing Radar TV, while you're there, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers. So tell your friends, open up other YouTube accounts. I don't know if I can promote that. I'd probably get in trouble for that. But anyway, if we can get to 10,000, they unlock a whole lot of extra tools for us. And from there, the growth would really accelerate. Same happens over on X. So if you haven't subscribed, do so. But on YouTube, go look up that Scott Fielder. He had a lot of great insights on how to win those handicapping contests. And I remember distinctly, he said in 5-horse fields, all the serious players take the longest price on the board. That would be my JoJo in this case. I didn't heed Scott's advice in this race. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, probably to my own detriment. But I went with jobs not finished. Good chance to be forward on the strong rail. Was a little bit better with its pace from the middle out. Dorothy's the Boss, the 3-horse, faster by about 3 seconds in its last race. And I find when I go through my race notes at the end of the day, that faster shows up a lot. So that's usually a hidden sign that a horse has improved. So if you look here, it's kind of tough to kind of pick that out on Dorothy as the Boss, though. But it ran a mile 70 here, finished in a $1:47. Every 5 lengths equals about 1 second. So it finished about 3.5 off. So you got to add about a half a second to that. So that'd be, just for sake of argument, to make the math easy, 148. And then the mile and 70 yards here last time, it ran 149. You add in 11, so about 2 seconds. So that would be 151 and 1. So that's how you can see that that horse ran about 3 seconds faster last out. That's a pretty big difference. Next up for me is the 2-horse Amalfi Lady, tied for the simulation favorite. That happened after the 5-horse scratch. So that horse really moved up aggressively. And with the 1, the only other horse in the race, again, if you only have horses that have par races, you got to consider them. And then finally, the 4-horse Namora. It is a Jamie Ness horse, which you always have to honor Jamie Ness at Parx. But he took off Mikel Sanchez and put on a less experienced rider with Jamie. So I don't know what that necessarily means. So I put that one forth. 1, 2, 3 over to 4, 6. The 1, 3, 4, 7 with the 3, 5, 6, 7 is my Don Johnson pick 4. Yes, indeed. Hit that like button. It is free. So are our picks for now. No, we'll keep them free. 10 races on the card today, Terry. Race number 5 is the end of the first half. And I'm probably sure we're going to do something we've done already before today.
Well, we're going to shorten up to 6 furlongs after going that mile and 70 yards for a while. And it's a maiden claiming race, $15,000 claiming price. Purse $19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yes, and the 6 furlong race does favor speed 37% of the time. The horse that has the lead at the quarter-mile marker has the lead at the 3/4 of a mile marker or 6 furlong marker. Very strong rail advantage with every dream. 2 and 3 a small bonus. 4 and out is a discount, although the farther you are from the rail, the better off you are. So inside 3 speed is the most likely way to get to the winner's circle, Terry, in race number 5. We do have a couple first-time starters in here that might alter the data a little bit. But with the experienced horses, it looks like the 6 horse is the one to catch early.
That's right. It's got a lot of speed compared to the other horses that have ran. The 5 has an overlay from 9 to 5 to 2 to 1. Or I'm sorry, 5 to 1 to 6 to 1. And the 6 has an overlay from 9 to 5 to 2 to 1. And then the 6 is the only horse in the past that's equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. The 3, 4, 5, and 6 have data that says that they could possibly equal or exceed the par speed number today. And then all of them have C-zones except for the 4, 5. 4 has the best jockey according to the data. 6 has the best trainer, but the best jockey trainer combination, I think, is the 4.
So these races with maidens, pretty important to pay attention to some data in here. The 4 and the 5, of course, they're not going to get a C-zone today. They make their debut. The 1, 3, and 7, for the first time we see horses in this column. That means they have not finished within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line of late or up to 10 races. So the 6 horse of the experienced horses, the only one that's shown it can be close at the end. It is the only yes horse. And when you got first-time starters against a bunch of red nose, you got to take a look at them. Here we have a 3-point scale. The highest rated one here is Bad Girl Betty Lou. That one's 2.32. Normally we want a score of 2.5 or higher. Close enough. However, the horse with the biggest in-race advantage is the 7, 6.3 points, so a little bit more than 1 length late speed. Also, grading out as our top total pace horse by more than a length. So you got a big simulation favorite, Terry, with all that speed in the 6. You got the horse with the late speed and a couple of first-time starters. A lot of different ways you can take this race. How did you go?
Well, I went with the 6, that speed horse, Giants Audible. She switches to high percentage winning trainer, and she has a good jockey who in the last 7 days has won 4 out of 12 starts with 4 seconds and a third. And then the 3 is my second choice. She finished third versus similar last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 1 with Every Dream is my third horse. The rail post went in at a 22% clip. Lasix is added, and she has a good workout. 4 furlongs, March 25th. And I like that 4 Bad Girl Betty Lou, the first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
So taking a look at this race, Terry, along with the 6 horse being the only horse with a par race, boom. It's also one of your biggest class droppers, moving down almost a length. The 1 horse is the biggest class dropper. And in maiden races, that's a pretty big advantage at times. But the 6 horse is also track dropping. It's coming in from the Naira circuit, and we always see those horses, their numbers go up. Bad Girl Betty Lou is the top-rated first-time starter versus a field of no's. The 7 horse, that's the one that we saw with the top total pace edge and that late speed advantage. And then the 5 horse Kiwi's Got Your Back, the other first-time starter against the field of no's. So we know those other ones haven't been able to hit that number yet. I'm going to do 20 to win, 10 to place on the 6. I hope I get 2 to 1. If I'm not, I'd be surprised if that horse isn't closer to like 6 to 5 or something along those lines. We start the second half of the card, but before we do that, Terry, tomorrow you and I will be back for Parx. Not quite sure what we'll do on Wednesday yet, because I do think that the Gulfstream Park meet is done. The championship meet, and then Thursday we will do Gulfstream. Friday, Tom finally has the calendar right. We will do the Grand National and the Dubai World Cup. So you're not going to want to miss any of that. And Terry, how does it you make sure that you do make it to those?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's really easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. And then hit the little bell so it notifies you about all the great programs coming up. Go down and copy that link, share it with everybody you know so they can come and take a look at us. And then go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, X, and Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us out a lot. And keep the comments and picks coming. We enjoy to see them, and those also help with our algorithms.
Yeah, any interactivity that we have. So if you come back, like I said later on, we will timestamp the races in the description on YouTube. You come back to watch that. That's interactivity. That helps us with our rankings for the search engine. So if you look on Google or YouTube or Facebook or X, and anybody's looking for horse racing content, we're more likely to pop up. The more likely we are to pop up, the faster we'll get to 10,000. It is very much the easiest way to help the show. If you're watching on X right now, please hit retweet. So anybody else that's interested in Parx content will find us there as well. Terry, race number 6, what are the details?
All right. So in this race here, we're going to go to 6 furlongs again. Maiden claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Ramon. Salus from Bolivar, Venezuela. Indeed. Good morning to you. Buenos tardes. Good day. I'll go with that one. At 6 furlongs, we're looking for horses that have early speed. 37%, as I mentioned, win in wire-to-wire style. Me Little Frost Girl. That one has a strong advantage on the rail. 2 and 3, a little bit of a bonus. 4 and out at discount again. If you're farther from the rail, you got a better chance than if you're in the middle of the pack. Speed, Terry, on the inside 3. Best chance to get to the winner's circle. Do we have one that's got a lot of speed? Yeah, we do.
Well, the 4. The 4 shows most. All of them show speed, but that 4 shows the most speed. Could get to that quarter pole first. The 3 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 4 to 1. The 4 has an overlay from 8 to 1 to a nice 15 to 1. 7 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 3 to 1. The 1 is the only horse that has shown or done in the past equaled or exceeded the speed par number of 67 for this race. But the 3, 4, and 7 show data that it's possible that they may exceed or equal the par number for this race. All of them show C zones. A couple of them are kind of small, but that 4 is really nice. Then the 2 is the best jockey. 3 is the best trainer, but I think the 3 is the best trainer-jockey combination.
And here we see the 6 not within 5 lengths of the leader. We have one of these triangles again, and we see that we saw these triangles a lot over the last few weeks. You got that Lone E with all that early speed. Look out if that 4 horse can clear pretty easily Jilly's way with that top C zone. Whew, that combination has been ruthless. We also see an interesting thing here with the 7. Has that big overlay. It's a maybe horse in the field versus no. So been within 1 point of the speed figure. But the last race improved all of its pace, improved its fractions. It's the only class dropper in the race. That 7 horse, Terry, also has a top last race speed figure 3 points better than everybody else. The biggest in-race advantage. Maybe we should just single the 7 and move on, or consider the 4 with that low knee with the top C zone. How did you rank them?
Well, I like in this race the 8. I'm sorry, the 7. 59.50, the one you've been talking about. She ran second versus similar last race. She has the highest speed rating, and her best start speed is close to average winning speed. Then 3, Little Sally. Finished third versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 2, Just Call Me Wooshoes. Wooshoes? Oh, Two Shoes. Just Call Me Two Shoes. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and she can handle the distance. And then I like the one as my long shot. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the main claiming races he has a horse running in, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. No additional bets for me in this race.
I'm going to start with the 3 horse in this leg right here. The little Sally must be a rapper because all the rappers start with little. Most consistent performer in this race should be Ford, and if she can rerun that last race, it is a wrap, folks. 59.50, that 7 horse top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. We did talk about the biggest in race advantage, 1.5 length late speed. So that one's remotely close coming out of the turn, heading for home. She runs by them all. Me Little Frost Girl, the 1 horse down on the rail. It's the only horse in the race with a par effort. That means we know it can get to what needs to get done. Was better across the board last time out. And maybe that really robust rail helps. And then finally, I have the 4 horse. Jill's Way. That is that low knee. Someday that horse is going to forget to stop. If that's today, wire to wire at a big price. 50-cent trifecta box, 1 with the 3, the 4, and the 7. Race number 2, they're getting into the gates right now. So just a quick reminder at Guaranteed Tip Sheet right now, the best, we have a free track of the day being Mahoning Valley. There is a link in the description. If you like the data sheet, and I think you should love it because there's nothing else like it on the market. A link for it is also in the description on YouTube. When the show is over, right here on the homepage at horseracingtoday.net, you'll find the replay of the show. You click on the link, there'll be a headline right there, along with the race replay here. In the description, we'll timestamp every race so you can come back and watch them at your leisure, and then all of our commentary will be right below. So make sure you take advantage of that. Support the show. Look great. Click on the HRT gear link right here, and then you can come over here. As I mentioned, we put the HRT shirt up there, the baseball, black and yellow. On the back is the number 11 in red. You can put whatever you want in there. If your team colors are not the Yankees colors, say you like the Giants colors, I say you can go with all white for the surrender flag. Later in the year. Yeah. So race number 2, about to get going in here, Terry. Let's take a look at race number 2 and how it plays out. Right now, that 1 horse, Forever Young, if I can only be Forever Young, is your favorite at 3-5. My screen is doing some weird stuff right now, too, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to.
Private Ross in the race 7 likes the 1 for show bet, and he says he saw somebody walking behind me, which is my sister, probably, or my brother-in-law, one or the other. They're here visiting.
All right, so they're all about ready to go in race number 2. You got a 4-5 favorite, and then the 8 horse, the speed horse on the outsides, your second choice right now, taking some late money at 5-2 down from 9-2. So they're off and running. The 8 horse is trying to really hustle out to the lead along with the 1 horse. The 1 horse is cleared. The 8 horse has got to hustle up a little bit more to get involved. He's going to get tough trip, the 8 horse. The 1 horse is darted to the front. That one is on the lead. It's bet down to 2-5. So, Terry, we're going to need something else for our pick 4s to pay anything to come home first. 22.48 seconds. The 1 horse continues to run a pretty easy lead. The 5 horse at 6-1. Sister Eve is in a shotgun spot. The 8 horse, that one got a really funky trip. So I don't know. He's going to have to do something he probably hasn't done. He's all out on that horse already. The jockey's already tapping the 5 horse. I think the question's not going to be, does the 1 horse win? I think the question is going to be, how much does the 1 horse win by? And it's going to be a lot. So the 1 horse, an easy winner. You got the 7 horse trying to rally in there, but they're kind of all running in place. The 2 horse is trying to get involved at the end. It's going to go 1, I think 5, and then 1, 5, 7, 2. 1, 5, 7, 2 or 1, 5, 2, 7 in race number too. When you're betting those speed horses, like the 8-horse, they get stuck wide and they don't get the lead, you can pretty much write them off because you know they're very likely to fade. We had a 2 to 5 start our pick 4, so we're going to need something, Terry, a little bit of meat on the bones in the next 3 legs for it to pay off.
Yeah.
Well, we have one more pick 4 coming up in race number 7, Terry. That's next on our agenda. So let's talk about the conditions to get into this one.
We're going back to 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming race 7,500. Purse 21,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
Well, based upon the first 2 races, get the horse that wins the race, to the quarter-mile marker, because they both went wire to wire, Terry, and that does happen a good percentage of the time. About 31%. There is a real bonus for bold opportunity. We saw the one just win there too. So if the one's got some early speed, maybe bold opportunity is the way to go. 2 and 3 a discount, 4 through 7 a bonus, 8 and out a discount as well. So we're looking for some speed, Terry, based upon the first 2 races at 1 mile and 70 yards. Who's got the speed in race number 7?
Well, there's a lot of speed in here, as you can see. I think it's anyone's guess, especially with the 6, 1, and 3. So who knows who's going to get, whoever gets the best break should get that quarter pole first. The 8 has the only overlay I see, which is 9 to 5 to 5 to 1. 3, 5, and 7 have equaled or exceeded the part speed number of 79. And there are several of them that are maybes, which mean they became within 5 points of doing the same in the past. All of the horses but the 4 show that they can exceed or equal the par speed number for this race, and all but the 3 and 5 have C-zones, especially that 4 horse. The 6 has the best jockey. The 1 has the best trainer, but I think the 6 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
So let's talk about Par Plus. We do 1,000 simulations. Soon when I learn Python, it's going to be a lot more. I'm in the process of learning Python so we can turn this into an app and all sorts of other things. When that time comes, we'll even have some interactivity with the users. So they'll be able to, if there's a speed bias, put more emphasis on the speed horses. If there is a closer bias, put more emphasis on the closer bias, and so forth. So what you see here, we do 1,000 simulations, and this tells you what percentage of those simulations it produced a speed figure equal to or better than the 79 that Terry talked about. So in 422 times out of 1,000, Catulisto, the 8-horse, produced a speed figure in our simulations equal to or better than that number. Over here, we have our speed chart for the first time today. Let's talk about this. What we do is we rank all the horses in here relative to each other on their speed numbers. And you can see here, that would be the top. This is the max. This is the bottom for every horse. The red dot is their average race, again, compared to everybody else. And what we see here, Terry, is we see with the 5-horse, its average race right there, boom, is pretty much better than the top race for every other horse except the 3-horse. So if you use the speed chart there, Terry, Majestic Lion would be a horse well worth your consideration. Is that the one that you put at the top of your ticket?
Well, I like the 8-horse. He's won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 5 Majestic Lion. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, has a highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. Top of the street, the 3 is my third choice, which is to a high percentage winning jockey. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and he can improve while returning to a route. And then the 7, my long shot, has ran second versus similar his last race, has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied with another. And his best start speed is faster than the average winning speed. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice pick 4, Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8 with the 5. He's going to single the 5 with the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Finish up with the 4, 8, 9. That's a $45 ticket.
I'm going to begin with the 5-horse Majestic Lion. We saw on the speed chart, its average race is better than the best for most of these races, relatively speaking. It is the most consistent runner in the race, and it's not remotely close. It does have the top late speed by a little more than a length, and that's the biggest in-race edge for any horse in the field. Top of the street, the 3-horse, Paco Terry. Run back to the last time this horse ran 1 mile and 70 yards, and it is a lock. But it is a weird drop in class for me because they just claimed the horse for $16,000. They're going to run it back at $7,500 with a purse of $21,000. That means if the horse gets claimed, the horse has to win for it to turn a profit. E.T.'s Evasive Moon, that's 6 horse. That one, if he gets the lead, look out. If he doesn't get the lead, oh bleep. Number 7, Imagine Eyes is my final choice. Just missed in its last race. Much better early pace today. Going to cut back a little bit in distance. My pick 4, 3, 5, 6, 7 with the 2, 5, 7 with the 3, 4, 6, 7 and the 4, 9 minus $48. To go back to the best bet question, Terry likes the 1 horse in race number 3. And the only horse I think I put a win bet was on race number 5, the 6 horse. That's Giants, Audible, the Class, and Track Dropper. So Terry's best bet coming up in race number 3, which will be the next race right now, sitting at a good price at 2-1. Thank you for that, Terry. 3 races to go for you and I in this Money Monday. Again, tomorrow we'll be back for Parx. Tuesday, Parx, not sure. Wednesday's up in the air. Maybe Tampa, maybe Parx again. But I think we'll probably lean towards Tampa because we don't want to do the same track every day. Thursday will be Gulfstream Park. All that until Keeneland kicks in. Friday, big weekend of international racing with the Grand National. It's like a 300-mile race over hurdles. And then the Dubai World Cup, where they have more money than all of the races at Parx combined for the year at stake. Race number 8, Terry, what's the situation here?
Okay, it's 6.5 furlongs, a maiden $40,000 purse. It's for registered Pennsylvania maidens, 3-year-olds.
So 6.5 furlongs for the first time today. We're going to see that one. Much like 6 furlongs favors early speed, 37% of the time win the race to the quarter-mile marker, win the race to the finish line. There is an inside to outside bias in race number 8. So show me some speed wearing a 1, 2, or 3, Terry, and we'll probably find a winner. And unfortunately, we don't see any of that.
Well, the 4 has got the most speed, followed up by that 6. Depends on which one gets the best break, I think, to go to the front. Then the 2 has an overlay from, no, it's not. It's the same. I'm sorry. It's a 3 overlay from 7-2 to 5-1. And I don't see any other overlays in there. The only course that's even came close to equaling or exceeding this par speed number of 81 for this race was the 4. He's within 5 points. All but the 1 shows seed. But the 1 can exceed or equal the speed number for today's race. The 1, 6, and 7 have the only C zones. Then the 4 is the best jockey. 2 is the best trainer. I think the 2 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Mm-hmm. So we got a bunch of first-time starters in here. So the data can be a little bit sketchy. We do see here 3 is our maximum score. So anything above 2.5 versus a field of no's absolutely has to get your attention. That would be the 2 horse and then the 5 horse. Really close to that. Top total last race speed figure for all of the horses that have experience belongs to the 7. That one's 7 points clear of everybody else. So if one of these first-timers doesn't have what the 7 has, 7 could run away with this race. The 6 and the 7 with the top C zone, the 6 horse being a lone E. The 1 horse is not finished within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. The 4 and 7, they want to close. The 4 horse has a lot of early speed. That's what we call a left arrow horse. They can be really, really dangerous, Terry. With all of these no's, personally, I got to lean towards the first-time starters. Which way did you go?
I'm leaning towards 1, 2, the 5, Showtime Matinee. First-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter. His breeding suits today's distance. And he has a nice bullet workout on March 25th. Then I like the 7. Never till now. He finished 3rd versus in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 4, Bride of War, is the 3rd choice. His best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 3, Chilling Sensation, is another first-time starter whose breeding suits today's sprint distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
See, I since none of them have hit par, we only saw 1 horse that came close, only 5 points off. So still a long way to go for that one. I have to go with the first-time starters that scored 2.5 points or more. I'm going to go with the 2-horse first, not because I think it's necessarily a better horse, but I'm getting better odds. And as our good friend over in England pointed out, the dam has 7 winners from 7 starters. Yes, indeed. As far as the 5-horse, that is the top-rated first-time starter. It is a pretty bold call for a single on Terry's pick 4, but hey, that's why you show up, to see the cojones. I got the 7-horse, Till Never Know. That one has that top total pace, 7-point, top last race speed figure. Lucky 7 points better than everybody else who's run already. A 1.5 length late speed edge. And it's also a track dropper, so look out for that. And then Bride of War should be in or on the lead, and the only horse that's staying within the maiden special ranks. Every other horse is dropped in class to try to win already, except for the first-time starters. I'm going to do $1 exact to box. Hopefully that horse can make it 8 of 8, 2 with all in what I think is an anything can happen race. 2 races to go, Terry. That kicks off the late daily double. What is the situation here?
It's a 6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. Purse is $50,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000.
And at 6 furlongs, we mentioned it a bunch of times already today because this card is filled with 6 furlongers and $170ers. Early speed, a bunch, nearly 4 out of 10 get to the lead. And they never see another horse. There's a strong rail bias for Miss C, 66. 2 and 3 also get a bonus, 4 and out. Again, they got to work a little bit harder, although being outside is better than being in the middle of the pack. We've looked for inside speed all day on these races, Terry. So far, we haven't really found any. Looks like we finally did here with the 2-horse.
That's right. That 2 shows the most speed, followed up by the 4. 4 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 12 to 1. The 7 has an odds overlay from 7 to 2 to 4 to 1. And the 10 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 6 to 1. 3, 4, and 10 have in the past equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 88 for this race. All but the 2 show that with their data that it's possible for them to equal or exceed the par speed number today. And all of them have C zones, and they're all pretty nice. The 5 has the best jockey, 1 has the best trainer, but I believe the 1 is the best jockey trainer combination.
In this race, everybody kind of wants to be middle forward. So when you see the middle forward, again, everybody, they get out and they get busting. Could be a case where a horse with some late legs has the in-race advantage. Look over here, that's the 7-horse. He has a 1 length late speed advantage. Again, 5 points equals about 1 length. I do have all of the instructions on how to use this sheet up and ready to be printed. So very soon we'll have this for every single thoroughbred race in both Canada and the United States. Looking at our speed chart here, we do find a horse in here with this 3-horse whose average race, if you draw that line across, his average race is pretty much better than the best for everybody else, except maybe the 4, Terry. So is Pachelbel the way to go in what looks like a race that anybody can win?
Well, I agree with you. Yeah, Pachelbel, the 3, is the top horse for me. She ran second in her last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 35% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back a race again. Her best third speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then been real busy. The 6 is the second choice, has won 2 races in a row, and now goes for a hat trick. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 2 is Ringer Card, is my third choice, finishing the money in 6 of 7 career races, winning the last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Leftover Sushi, the 4, she's another horse that has won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick, and she has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has a good workout on March 25th. No additional bets for me.
I'm going to start with Leftover Sushi. Probably a really bad thing if you think about it, right? Leftover sushi, raw fish, probably. I hope the implication is not a horse that's going to be a dead fish today after running. It's top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. As we pointed out, Andrew Beyer, the founder, the genesis of speed figures, has a 3-point last race speed number advantage. is a horse that absolutely merits your attention. My only concern is when you see these horses like this 4-horse do that, there can be some regression, right? Because you see, and they're a 93, and then if you look down, there's really nothing else remotely close to it. A horse is building 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Our friend Barry Meadows says that is an angle that wins at more than 15%. So if a horse doesn't regress and runs that same race, 12-1 will look like a steal. Number 6, next up on my list, that one has been real busy. It doesn't not really affect, and that's true for me. Horse for the Course. Terry, this horse has run at Parx 3 times. You know how many it won?
3.
3 for 3. It's raced elsewhere 7 times, doesn't have a single win, has a couple of seconds and no thirds. Absolutely a definitional horse for the course. And all 3 races at Parx, Frankie Pennington was the jockey. Who's the jockey today, Terry?
I think it's probably Paco.
No, it's Pennington again.
Oh, is it Pennington?
Yeah, he's going 4 for 4 on this horse.
Okay.
And then finally, Pachelbel, your top pick in here, Terry. Most consistent horse in this race we saw in our chart. Its average race is better than the peak race for most, and the jockey is not average at all. That jockey's not Paco either, Terry. That is Kendrick Camouche. And then, I don't know how he pronounces his last name. And then finally, the 7-horse. We'll get the Paco now, Terry.
All right.
3 consecutive speed figure increases, cut back in distance. Could be questionable, but you always got to have Paco in your picks. 3, 4, 6 over to 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Over to 3, 4, 6, 7 is a trifecta for me. And I think the last bet of the day. I think I'm all out of money. I might actually have gone $1 or 2 over. Sue me. Last race of the day for you and me is race number 10. Terry, before we do race number 10 again, just a reminder, tomorrow, Parx, unsure about Wednesday. Thursday, we'll do Gulfstream. Friday, for sure, the Grand National, as well as the Dubai World Cup. You're definitely not going to want to miss any of that coverage, Terry. And how do you do it?
Well, you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell so it notifies you about all the different programs we have coming up. Go ahead and copy the link, share it with everybody. Go to one of our social sites as they're scrolling at the bottom here, and give us a thumbs up and a like at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and then keep the comments and picks coming. That's been going on during all of our shows. We really enjoy to see them. They really help us out too.
Yeah, I don't know how people can comment from Twitter or X. If there's a way, let us know, because we'd like to share it. At some point, we're going to put some stuff up on Facebook. I just haven't decided where to put it yet. I don't know if I want to put it on my personal Facebook, because Facebook doesn't let you put it in groups. We have a whole bunch of people in the Horse Racing Today group, but Facebook said, you can't do that. So they get to make the calls. It's their business. All right, Terry, we did a bunch of 6 furlongers, a bunch of 1 70ers. We had one in there that was 6.5 furlongs, but we're going to end on a completely different note. And what note is that?
Shortening up to 5.5 furlongs, claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since September 30th.
And as you can imagine, Parx favors speed, so 5.5 furlongs, almost half of them, 48% winning wire to wire. Big time rail bonus for quickening. I don't know that it'll outrun its 20-1 odds being off for more than a year, but hey, you never know. 2 and 3, they play fair. 4 through 7, they get smacked hard, Terry. Bang! 8 and out gets a bonus as well. So we'd like some inside 3 speed to close the show, Terry. Do we have any of it in race number 10?
Well, actually, no, the outside horse, that 8, has the most speed in this race. Could get to that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 12-1 to 20-1. 9 has an overlay from 5-2 to 3-1. The 4 and the 9 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 82 for this race. And the 4, 6, 7, and 9 shows data that they're able to either equal or exceed the speed par number today's race. All but the 7 shows C zones. And the 6 has the best jockey. The 7 has the best trainer, and the 6 seemed to me the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, so in this kind of race, you're probably looking for some improvement. You see all the horses here that have shown some improvement. 3 of them. You got the 3-horse along with the 5-horse and the 6-horse showing better fractions last out. Only 2 class droppers. Again, Terry, I think maybe the place to go, especially in a very balanced race, is to look at our top total pace horses. Really, about 40% of the time, the winner comes out of this group, not 40, 70%, a little bit more than that, like 71.8%. So that's the 8, the 4, the 9, and the 6. This race, Terry, can be won a lot of different ways. Who do you think is going to take home the top prize to close the show today?
Well, I like the 4. He finished third versus similar in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Then I like Almond Cider, the 6. He likes Parx Racing. He's been the money 50% of the starts here, won 8% of those, and the distance won't be a problem. He's finished in the money in 62% of the races, won 15% of the races. 9, Hidden Promise, has won 15% of the starts at Parx Racing. His best third speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a high percentage winning trainer. Eddie Mush, the 7, is my long shot, ran second. His last race has a high percentage winning trainer. As I said before, I'm out of money, so no additional bets for me.
So our good friend, Private Ross, likes the 5 horse, Sir Cupid, because he said, if you paid attention early on in his comments, you got to bet the horses that say Sir at the end of the race because you keep calling him Sir all day, and he's got a big head. A little bit of horse humor. For me, I like the 4 horse Pard C. That horse, Terry, has a par race along with the 9, as we mentioned. That's another thing to do in these wide open races is who's shown that they can actually win at this level. The 4 and the 9 are the only 2 to produce numbers that are in there. The 9 horse, if it can run back to its February 27th race, he wins. Catches a weight break today. Number 8, Almond Cider, the 3rd selection for me, should be on the lead. Very consistent and much better early pace than the last. And then Pressing Concern, the 6 horse, was better in the middle out, better early fractions last time. Maybe that horse takes home the top prize there. No additional bets for me because I think I overspent today anyway. Race number 10, Ramon liking the 9 horse, Mucho Gracias Censor, and the 8 horse. I don't know. Let's translate that to English real quick, Terry. What does that say? It says he likes the 9 fixed and then the 8 retired. I don't know what that means, but okay. Maybe he's saying that we should retire or that horse should retire, Terry. All right. Here are our full picks for the entirety of the day. In race number 1, the 4 horse took home the top prize. In race number 2, the 1 horse brought home the top prize at 2-5, big time favorite there. In the race number 1, I did hit one of my early bets, $40 back out of my $100 bonus or $100 bankroll. Here's what we see for the rest of the day. Terry's best bet coming up here in race number 3, the 1 horse right now at 5-2, 2-1. So you're getting some nice odds. I didn't exact the key box. Race number 4 is our second of our Don Johnson pick 4s. You can see him right there. Race number 5, I got 20 to win, 10 to place on the track dropper, class dropper, the 6 horse, Giants Audible. Race number 6, trifecta box. Race number 7, the final of the pick 4s for the day. Race number 8, an $1 exacting box. And then race number 9, a trifecta. No bets for race number 10 because I overspent. We got 1 minute to go before race number 3 at Parx, Terry, and your best bet. We might as well stick around for that. Again, before we do that, Terry, to make sure you see Parx tomorrow, whatever we do on Wednesday, Gulfstream on Thursday, as well as the big Dubai World Cup and Grand National. How do you subscribe? What do you do to keep in touch?
Well, you go to our YouTube station, Horse Race Radar TV, and you go ahead and click in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go ahead and hit the little bell. That'll notify you about what's going to happen. And go down to the bottom and copy the link to share with everybody you know, so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, Threads, and Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us out a lot. And keep the comments coming and all the picks that you do during the show. We really enjoy to see them. So there you go.
Yeah, and just a few minutes over on horseracingtoday.net, right here in the middle. We will post all of our picks. There will be, you just click on the link there. It'll say Parx instead of Doncaster. You'll see right there. There'll be, just like that at the top of the screen, a race replay. You press play. In the description, we have a link to all the data that we discussed today. We have a link to the free picks over a guaranteed tip sheet for Mahoning Valley. We also have every race timestamp in just a minute, so you can take advantage of all that. While you're at horse racing today, get yourself some horse racing today gear, like a number 1 hat or the number 5 hat that Terry has on his head. We would greatly appreciate that support. All right, Terry, let's talk about race number 2 as they're about ready to go for race number 3. Excuse me. This is your best bet of the day.
Yep.
And it looks like we're just waiting on a couple of horses to get into the gates. According to our data for race number 3, we're looking for the 1, 2, and 3 to come out of that gates pretty hard. The 7 horse in there has taken on co-favorite status with the 1 horse getting bet down, Spanish Girl, from 4-1 to 2-1. Speed has been the way, Terry. Boom. They're off and they're running. They're all trying to get out to the lead. That 7 horse might have a tough time of it, Terry, because he's going to be 5 wide going through the turn. Could be a very difficult trip. Your horse on the rail, the 1 horse, battling along with the 2 horse, the 7 horse kind of drifting out wide. The 1, 2, and 3, we projected them to be your front runners, and indeed, they are your front runners. The 1 on the lead, Cali Ray, Terry's best bet at 8-5, followed closely by the 2 horse, which is the top of my exacta key all. And then you have the 5 down on the rail trying to save some ground outside the 5. I can't see. Then the 7, then the 6, and way, way back is Red-Haired Gal. She's decided to run a different race today. The 1 horse continues to be your pace setter. You have the 2 horse along with somebody else trying to catch up at the moment. It might be difficult for them to do, especially after an opening half of 49-13, which is a touch on the slow side. The 2 horse is trying to get engaged. It's getting some competition on the outside from the 3 horse. The 7 horse, after trying to go wide and getting a really funky trip, it's going to try to get involved in there. It looks like the 2 and the 3 are going to battle it out. Although the 7 horse looks like it's pretty good. The 1 horse has a pretty extensive lead. The jockey on the 2 is trying to get his horse to change leads, not having much success with that, trying to keep him involved. Not going to happen. Terry's best bet of the day coming home, your Championes. The question is, can somebody run by that 2 to give him his exacta on the 7? Looks like the 5's going to give it a go. Going to have to close a little bit of ground to get by that 7 horse. He's running fast enough to maybe get it done, and he does get it done at the wire. So it's going to go 1 and then 5 and then 7. So Terry coming home with all of his picks in that race. Good job, Mr. Terry. Tomorrow you'll look for a daily double.
All right.
All right. We're both still alive, too, in our pick 4s, although I imagine it being pretty chalky that we're really going to need something fat in the next 2 legs to get our money back. Any final thoughts from you before we get out of here and get ready for Parx on Terrific Terry Tuesday?
No, just stay safe and don't take any wood nickels. Not any fun doing that. And give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow.
Any wood nickels? Where did that come from? Did you take a wood nickel?
No, that's an old saying from a long time ago.
Yes, indeed. Well, I have no idea what it means, so that tells you how old it really is. All right, folks, no matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, whether you're young or you're old enough to know what taking wood nickels means, we hope that you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes, for the No Wood Nickel Tuesday. Till then, have a blessed day.